What's up, beautiful, beautiful people? My name is Luffy. Welcome back to my channel, and I'm here to give you guys some more updates on the PPP and the EIDL. So, if you guys weren't watching the news yesterday, then you might have missed the fact that the Senate yesterday voted on a resolution to increase funding for the PPP and EIDL programs. So, if you guys might have remembered a couple weeks ago when these programs first came out, I said that they're underfunded. I don't want to say they were too generous, but the restrictions were really loose and a lot of companies qualified. So I knew that the funds were going to run out, and that's ultimately what ended up happening this past Thursday. Well, Congress got back together and they came up with a resolution. Well, Senate technically came up with a resolution, and it looks like we're going to start to move forward with replenishing the funds for the PPP and the EIDL. So from what it looks like so far, remember, this is just the bill. It still has to go through the House of Representatives, and Trump has to sign it. But we're all expecting it to kind of happen before the end of this week, just based off of all the negotiations that went into it. And those negotiations took into consideration the Trump administration as well as the House of Representatives. So going into it, it looks like it's going to be about $484 billion in total as a bill. From that, we're looking at about $310 billion that's going into the PPP. So this is around the same amount that was in there last time. So if your application is currently in queue, keep your application in queue with whatever lender you have, but also keep in mind that this amount of funds isn't enough to fund everybody who applied. So you may want to look for another lender who could potentially move it quicker for you. A lot of people have been having success with PayPal, for instance. So that's someone that you can look towards using once the applications for PPP open back up again. The second funding that's opening, or the second amount of money that they're giving in this program, is $60 billion to the EIDL. So if you guys remember, the EIDL was that $10,000 advance, and then you can get a loan afterwards. So for that advance, the grant, they're going to give $10 billion more dollars. Now, this is what kind of gets interesting. I'm not sure how the SBA is going to do this, whether they're going to go back and say, hey, for all those people that we only gave $1,000 per employee to, we're now going to make you whole by giving you your entire $10,000. Are they going to just continue doing as they did and just continue to dole out $1,000 per employee, and we see a flood of people applying for businesses that they just created or that they just had LLCs sitting for on the side, and now they're like, okay, well, I can just get money still this way. I'm not really sure how that's going to play out yet, but that one will be interesting. And then there's about $50 billion that's going in terms of the actual loans. Okay, so that's actually really important as well. And I'm going to go into some numbers to show you guys where the pitfalls have kind of been with those programs, with the EIDL Advance and the grant. The rest of the bill primarily was money allocated for healthcare and testing and hospitals and things of that nature. So I won't get into that stuff too much because it doesn't pertain to most people who are watching this are probably small business owners, or they want to start their own small business. So the PPP and the EIDL is the most relevant information. So going into some actual numbers, and I'm actually going to put the link for this down below in the description box. So if you want to see the source material, it's there. You guys know that I'm not bullshitting you. This is straight from the SBA website, the source. I'm just surmising it in this video. But a report came out on Monday, April 20th, from the SBA, and it said that as of April 20th, we had about 755,000 businesses get about $3.2 billion in the form of that advance. So the $10,000 per employee, the SBA gave $3.2 billion away to about 755,000 businesses. Okay. From there, the 755,000 businesses, 27,000 actually received the loan, and they took $5.5 billion. Okay, and this is relevant. Million businesses applied. Okay, so 4 million businesses applied. 755,000 actually got the advance. 27,000 got a loan. Okay, the 755,000 who got an advance took $3.2 billion out of the pot of money. The 27,000 that got a loan took $5.5 billion from the pot of money. So this money, the $50 billion in loans, a lot of people I was reading, they were upset that, it wasn't either it wasn't enough money, or they didn't understand why Congress gave so much more money, 5 times literally more money to the loan portion of the program as opposed to the grant portion. And it's because the grant portion isn't taking as much money as the loan program. 27,000 employees, that's less, 27,000 businesses, less than 10% of the number who actually got a grant, but they've taken $2.3 billion more already. So these are severely underfunded programs. Even though this is the most money the SBA's ever had to dole out, the programs at the end of the day are still underfunded in regards to the number of businesses that are applying for them. Which leads us to the point that I've been talking about for the past couple days, which is these large companies and corporations taking advantage of the system. I was reading a report yesterday, and I'm going to try to link it also in the description box below. I'm not sure how it's going to turn out because it's from the Wall Street Journal, so it might be behind a paywall. But they had listed almost 20 or so companies, publicly traded companies, that got PPP loans. And it goes to show a lot of what I was talking about before. One of the companies, for instance, to give you an example, Quantum Corporation, it's a publicly traded company. They have 800 or so employees. They do $500 million in revenue a year, and they got a small business loan, which is selfish in my opinion, because you chose not to dilute your shares and raise money through the stock market, a source of revenue that us as small businesses and small business owners, we don't even have that option. So they decided to go with the PPP route. It was actually really nice and refreshing, though, to see that just because every single major chain corporation in the world, pretty much restaurant and hotel corporation in the world, qualified for a PPP program because of the way it was written, it was really refreshing at least to see that the majority of them didn't take it. You don't see McDonald's or Burger King or Wendy's or whatever, Taco Bell, or I don't know what people eat, but you didn't see them going out and taking this money, and for good reasons. It wasn't for them, plain and simple. But I wanted to give you guys, like I said, some quick updates on the EIDL, the Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program, and the PPP, the Paycheck Protection Program. These programs are getting refunded, like I said they would. Okay, so if your application is in queue, keep it in queue, but also look for other lenders that you could potentially apply through, because a lot of those other lenders and smaller companies, especially fintech companies like PayPal has a service called Loan Builder. Okay, they've been doing this for a while. They have the back end systems a lot, I don't want to say a lot better in place. I don't know the correct way to say that, but they have it. They have a smoother online operation than a lot of these large companies and larger banks that are a little bit more bureaucratic. They're running on older systems and such. So opportunity is still there. Don't lose hope. And peace out. One love. I hope this information really helps you guys. If it did, please subscribe to my channel. Comment down below and tell me what else you guys want me to talk about, and like this video. I really appreciate you guys. Like I said, peace out. One love. Have a great day, y'all.